Hi everyone. Many thanks for your nice comments and likes. Wish you a nice April. Let's talk a bit about March, because the most important and obvious aspect March was the Saturn-Venus conjunction during the first part of the month. If you remember, I mentioned it last month, but I also mentioned it 2 months that the price could drop quite a bit around that time. These two planets will meet again in autumn, so we have to keep our eyes open. But first, let's look at April, which looks very interesting. There is an eclipse, Mercury is going retrograde, there is a full moon on the 5th or 6th, depending your location. This fortunate full moon shows completions and endings, but also expansion, mostly to Libra, that they were born around October 10th, and Aries people born around April 5th. There is a solar eclipse, new moon on the 20th in Aries. The last degree, 29th degree, that's a critical degree. Eclipses show major shifts and endings and new beginnings in our lives, and they are really important in astrology. This eclipse has a difficult aspect to Pluto, but is also quite close to the planet Jupiter and the North Node, plus Mercury stationary, going retrograde in Taurus until the 16th of May. What this means for me is that it's going to be an ending, maybe a challenging one, but also a new and a fortunate beginning because of Jupiter's conjunction. This eclipse is important for Aries, especially if your birthday is around April 19th, 1 or 2 days before or after. Libra, that they were born around 22nd of September, Cancer 22nd of July, and Capricorns January 19th. Or if you have any personal planet or your ascendant is at the 29th degree of these signs. You guys are going through a major transformation in your life. That would last for until the end of this year, actually. And with Pluto challenging aspects, I would suggest you not to try and resist the changes, because you're just going to make things more difficult for you. There is a fortunate beginning after this, this transformation that you're going through. With this eclipse, we may also see the rise of a new and important leader, or a death of a well-known leader. Have in mind, though, that the event of the eclipses can occur at a day of the eclipse, or sometimes it might take 6 months to unfold. There will be lots of ideas with Mercury going retrograde. It's very close to Uranus, and that's going to be the 10 last days of the month. This is an ideal time for us to finish any pending matters regarding your finances. You may want to re-examine your values or find new ways to increase your money or Bitcoin, whatever you like. Just try not to be so fixed on your ideas to avoid any mistakes or misunderstandings, especially with money matters. The best and the most fortunate days in April are the 9th, 10th, and the 11th, in case you want to arrange something nice. April should be a very interesting month for the economy. I'm not going to go into Saturn moving to Pisces because that would take too long. I'll do that another time. But I would like to say again a few words about Pluto, which represents a lot of things in astrology, but also the global economy. Since last month, March 24th, Pluto is at 0 degrees of Aquarius and will remain there until the 11th of June. Pluto will retrograde back to the last degree of Capricorn, and next year in 2024 back to Aquarius for the next 20 years. It's a new era. It's obvious to everyone that the crisis with the banks and the economy is not over. Starting in January 2024, we will see a major transformation of the global economy to a more fair economy. But until January, we will see similar situations with the banks trying to solve their problems. Pluto is in Aquarius now, and Aquarius represents high-tech, innovation, new ideas, networking, groups, and the internet, and more. I don't want to mention that technology will evolve in a big way because I guess it already started with the AI and soon with the metaverse, and let's see what else we're going to see. But Pluto also has to do with control. So I believe the governments will try to control more the internet, the social media, but also maybe crypto. I have heard today that in the States there is a new bill to ban completely TikTok. We also hear about the SEC and Coinbase and Binance. I guess we're going to hear a lot of that. Aquarius also stands for equality. It's the planet of revolution. He's the rebel who wants equality and freedom. Now, don't confuse your Aquarius friends with what I'm saying because I'm just referring to the sign and not your Aquarius friends. I just wanted to make that clear. Last time Pluto was in Aquarius, we had the French Revolution. Well, see what's happening now in France and many other countries, mainly Europeans. People demand more fairness and freedom. Pluto changed signs from Sagittarius to Capricorn in 2008. That was when the crisis began in the States. And the last period that was changing time, last month, the last period, we had a similar scenario with the banks. Well, it's obvious to me that the current financial system is not working. I personally believe that until June, they will try to find new ways to save the banks and the economy, but they will realize that the system needs to change. And I think it will, and I believe it will be better. But it looks like we're going to have to wait until next year. We never experienced Pluto in Aquarius in our lives, so the following years, I guess, should be very interesting. Now to Bitcoin. I would like to remind you that this is not a financial advice. If you like to have your own natal chart and your personal predictions, you can get in touch with me. My email is in the description. I'll give you all the details. I think April will be an okay month for Bitcoin and crypto, especially the second part of the month. To me, it looks like in April, with the nodes in a difficult angle to Mercury, which is a planet of communication, thinking, learning, we're going to hear a lot of news that they're probably confuse us. I've seen a few videos with the title Elizabeth Warren and the SEC want to kill Bitcoin and crypto, but others are saying that it will reach 100,000 very soon, or even 1 million. I'm sure you heard about the $1 million bet. The auspicious angle from the moon nodes to Bitcoin Mars show that whatever happens, Bitcoin will remain strong. I'm optimistic that we will have positive developments, and I'm saying that because May looks quite bullish for Bitcoin and crypto. So let's wait and see. I think the price might go sideways or a bit down around the first and the second of the month. There are some difficult aspects. I'm not going to mention all of them, just a couple. The Sun is in a difficult aspect to Bitcoin's Sun. Pluto is in a difficult aspect to Venus, and there is a Mars opposition. But on the third, there is a nice aspect from Venus to Saturn. Well, it only lasts for 1 or 2 days because on the fourth, the price will probably drop again. It does that most of the times around full moons, not always, depends of the rest of the chart. We may hear some good news around the 6th because it looks like after the 7th or 8th of the month, the price will go up. Because I say that because Venus is forming a very auspicious aspect to Jupiter, but again, it only lasts for a few days. From the 13th, just for a couple of days, I'm curious to see what will happen to the markets in general. In the world astrology, mundane in other words, Venus squares Sun these days, and this is not good for the markets in general. For Bitcoin, I like the days after the 14th. Saturn forms a nice auspicious aspect to Mars, which is very good. I also like Neptune auspicious aspect to Jupiter at the same time. They're in a sextile. So I believe until the 20th, which is the day of the eclipse, and in the last degree of Aries, the price will go up. The eclipse looks pretty positive for Bitcoin. It has a nice aspect to Bitcoin's Pluto, but also Venus. And this points out to good developments and more power for Bitcoin. And don't forget it's an eclipse, so that's really important. The only thing you have to be cautious is over-optimism. And I'm saying that because the eclipse makes a difficult angle to Bitcoin's Jupiter. Well, usually it's not a difficult aspect, this, but it points out to over-optimism. On the 22nd, Mercury will be stationary, going retrograde, and Bitcoin usually changes direction around this time. Although there are some nice aspects, around the 27th and 28th, with Venus squaring to Bitcoin Saturn, but also Uranus, although there are some nice aspects, I believe the price will drop for, well, the last days of the month, I guess. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy my videos. Thank you, take care, and see you soon. Bye.